About 2 years ago, I was hunting in a ground blind on the edge of a field next to a running stream. On the other side of this stream is a stretch of particularly thick woods that goes steeply uphill for about 100 yards. We call this area the thicket. This property is located roughly 2 hours northeast of Atlanta, Georgia. It was still pretty early, cool and overcast, with a light misty rain, and it had so far been an uneventful hunt. About 30 minutes into my sit, I hear something coming down the hill from the thicket, walking slowly. I can tell it's a sizable animal, not a squirrel, not even a wild hog, so my mind immediately goes to deer. There are no other large wild animals in this part of the state, except for the occasional black bear, which is so rare that it's always a big local story whenever someone sees one. I've been living on this property for over 30 years and have never seen one, or any evidence of one. It gets to the edge of the water and stops. I can't look in its direction, because the side windows on my blind are closed. So as to not silhouette myself, I only keep the front window open. Everything is quiet for a moment, but about 30 seconds later, I feel something really small, about the size of an acorn, hit on the side of the blind and roll onto the ground. I'm sitting under a small tree, so I don't think much of it, but it happens again, roughly 15 seconds later. There is no wind blowing today. These occurrences lead me to believe that something didn't fall on the blind. Something was thrown at it. I'm curious now as to what could have caused something like this. There's no people around for miles, and there's no animal around here that can throw things, I hope. I don't have much time to continue my self-interrogation. When this thing steps into the water, it takes a couple steps around, and I can hear the sound of the water sloshing around its legs as it walks. That's no deer. Curiosity gets the better of me, so I slowly stand up and quietly as I can, peel down the side window to get a look at this thing. But there's nothing there. All the sounds have stopped. The water is flowing like normal again. It's like it just flat out disappeared. I sit back down with more questions than I had before, but I'm not sitting for long when the noises start again, this time in earnest. It's splashing around, causing a fuss, and I can even hear a grunting noise this time. This thing, whatever it is making no effort to conceal its presence. When I hunt, I always carry 3 things: a knife, a 9mm handgun, and my primary rifle, a Browning X bolt, chambered in, 300 short magnum. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, the short version is, it's an extremely large and powerful bullet. With lots of kick, you could probably take down an elephant if you hit it in the right place. The reason I give you this detail is to highlight the fact that at the time of this incident, I was far from defenseless, and the more noise this animal made in the creek, the more I began to believe that my only way out of this encounter, for better or worse, was confrontation. I stand up, unzip the blind and step into the field, taking the safety off my shoulder cannon as I round the back end of the blind and turn towards the creek to face my assailant. I'm not sure what I was expecting to see next, but what I saw was nothing. Again, no, that's impossible, I found myself saying out loud. Nothing that big and that heavy could just vanish into thin air. What the hell is going on? At this point, I don't care how much heat I'm packing. I'm starting to get spooked. It's time to get out of the woods. And now, my RTV is parked about 150 yards away on the other side of this open field, and the house is about a mile past that. But as I turn to make good on my retreat, I can't even take 1 step before I hear it. Another grunt. I spin around, but still can't see it, although I can hear it crunching leaves through the thick undergrowth. And this time, I swear I can hear it breathing too. I haven't hunted that field again, and I don't plan to,